Hi friends, this lesson is for Module 3, Lesson 9. We've been doing so much with comparing. Not only have we been comparing different people who went from ordinary to extraordinary, we've also been comparing different objects when we're measuring them. Today we're going to continue doing the same thing, but this time we're mostly going to be working with word problems. For example, Addison wants to make a bridge that is 12 centimeters long. So far, her bridge is 9 centimeters. How many more centimeters does she need to add to make her bridge the right length? All right, so when I read this problem, I want to know what's the difference. What's the difference between what she wants to make versus what she already has? This is a comparing problem. It's not a subtraction problem. It's not an addition. It's how could I compare them? And I can use addition or subtraction to figure out my answer. So I'm going to first start with my picture. It says so far her bridge is 9 centimeters. So there's her 9 centimeter bridge. And she wants it to be 12. So she wants it to be a little bit longer. I want to know how many more centimeters does she need to make her bridge the right length of 12. That means I'm talking about this chunk right there. I need to figure out how they're different. And that chunk is the difference. I can either add that chunk to what she already has, or I can subtract what she already has to find out what's left over. Today our learning goal says, I can find the difference when comparing lengths. That's what you'll be able to say by the end of this. Let's look at what Addison's working on and see if we can figure out. I'm going to read it again. Addison wants to make a bridge that is 12 centimeters long. So far, her bridge is 9 centimeters. How many more centimeters does she need to add to make her bridge the right length? Well, I know that she has one that's 9 centimeters long. And you can do, when you are talking about measurement, you can do those straight lines and label them very well, or you could even just do circles. I like to do circles because it just helps me when I'm trying to add or subtract. So that's what I'm going with today. All right, so I made 9 circles, and I want to know the difference between my 9 centimeter bridge and when I want it to be 12. So I'm looking for a missing part. So 9 plus something is going to equal 12. I'm going to go ahead and box my unknown. That's what I'm looking for. Miss Ard prefers to count on, so that's what I'm going to do to solve this problem for me. I'm going to say 9, and then I'm going to add up to 12 by counting on. Every time I do that, I'm going to put a circle in that unknown box. So I'll say 9, 10, 11, 12. Now all I have to do is just add how many dots I made. I made 1, 2, 3 in my unknown box. That means Addison needs to add 3 more centimeters to her bridge to make it the right length. Let's try another one. For this one, friend, you either need a dry erase board or a math journal because I'm going to have you go ahead and try it with me. All right, press pause if you're not ready and press play when you are. Here we go. Katie grew her hair 7 centimeters. Megan grew her hair 12 centimeters. How much shorter was Katie's hair than Megan? All right, when it says how much or how much more, they want you to compare or find how they're different. Again, this can be an addition or a subtraction problem. We can solve things in different ways. What I'd like you to do right now is press pause. I'm going to go ahead and read it and then press pause. I want you to try to figure out the answer. How are they different? What's the missing number that would make them the same? And then press play to see what I do. I'm going to read it one more time. Katie grew her hair 7 centimeters. Megan grew her hair 12 centimeters. How much shorter was Katie's hair than Megan's? All right, I'm going to show you my good work and you can compare it with your own. So it says Katie grew her hair 7 centimeters. Last time I did dots, but this time I'm going to show you how I can do it with lines. Then it said Megan grew her hair with 12 centimeters. What do you notice about my lines, friends? Yeah, I have good labels on there and the numbers so I don't get confused. I know that when we're comparing two numbers, when it says like how much shorter, how much longer, how less, or how much less, how much more, those are all just trying to find out how they're different. And 7 is certainly different from 12. So I want to know the missing piece. What could be the other part so that I could have 12 altogether? Well, I could subtract. I could say 12 minus 7, because I already know 7 is part of 12, so I just need to know the other part that would make 12. Or I could do 7 plus something equals 12. Either way, I have an unknown of a missing part. If you're thinking about like a number bond, then that will help you. 12 is the whole amount that we want to get to. 7 is a part. What would be the other part to get to 12? How is your work looking so far, friend? You doing okay? All right. I'm going to show you how I figured it out. I tend to go with addition because I like it more, but maybe you like subtraction and you like counting back. I said 7, and then I counted on to find my answer. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now I just have to count my little circles. Yep, 5. That means if I were to put 7 and 5 together, it would equal the whole amount of 12. See how I took two different things and made them the same? Because I just found out how they were different. So that means 12 minus 7 is 5, and 7 plus 5 is 12. It doesn't really matter how you get your answer, as long as it makes sense for the problem. If you like to add, find the missing part by adding on. If you like to subtract, find the missing part by subtracting. All right, friends, go ahead and erase your board. We're going to try it again. Again, this time I want you to do the whole thing and then we'll compare our good work. The turtle moved 11 centimeters away from the pond. The worm moved 8 centimeters away from the pond. How many more centimeters does the worm have to move to meet up with his turtle friend? I'm going to read it again. Don't forget to label when you're doing your good drawings. The turtle moved 11 centimeters away from the pond. The worm moved 8 centimeters away from the pond. How many more centimeters does the worm have to move to meet up with his turtle friend? Press pause while you do your good work and press play when you're ready to check yourself. Okay, ready to check yourself, friend? Well, I wrote, it says the turtle moved 11 centimeters away from the pond. So I went ahead and drew a T and showed 11 centimeters. I just realized I forgot to label it. That's not going to be very helpful. Friend, did you write an 11 right there so you know where to count on? What about an 8 for the worm? Man, I have those missing pieces. Why do you think I should write in those numbers? That's right, so I know the different parts in the whole that I'm looking for. All right, now poor Wormy is at 8 centimeters and he wants to get to 11. How much further does he have to go? Well, you could do an addition sentence like I did. Maybe you did a subtraction sentence. Don't erase anything. Just end up and see if you found the same answers that I did. Well, I know he's at 8 and he needs to get to 11, and the difference is going to be how much he has to travel. So I'm going to say 8, 9, 10, 11. So then I know that missing part is 3. Did you get 3? Very nice. Friends, what would my label be? I would say 3, centimeters. If you wrote 3 centimeters, you did one more step than I did. Good job. All right, this is what we've been working on today, that we can find the difference when comparing links. I'm going to go ahead and have you practice this last one all by yourself. It's when you're going to show what you know to your teacher. On your dry erase board or in your math journal, you're going to go ahead and answer this question and then seesaw it to your teacher. Hank's pencil was 13 centimeters long. Jose's pencil was 7 centimeters long. How many centimeters more was Hank's pencil than Jose's? All right, friend, all you're doing is just comparing. What can you put together, or what can you add to one of the shorter pieces to make it the whole length of the other one? That's all you have to do. Or what can you subtract to find out what the leftover part is that you're missing? I'm going to read it one more time. Hank's pencil was 13 centimeters long. Jose's pencil was 7 centimeters long. How many centimeters more was Hank's pencil than Jose's? Good luck, friends.